Michaela Vernava for Nesson.com here on Radio Row, and I am joined now by Jordan Rodgers, former NFL quarterback, now retired, and younger brother of Aaron Rodgers. Jordan, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Well, you're no longer playing football, but what are you up to these days? I know you have a new venture in the works.
Yeah, well, I'm also trying to get on this side of the camera with you guys. That's why I'm kind of here networking, meeting some people. But I also do one-on-one sports nutrition coaching. So do some nutrition coaching for athletes, for CEOs, for models. Built out an app. It's called Metabolic Profiling. And it's an interesting niche to get into because you think that athletes at the top of their game know exactly what they're going to be eating in the off season, have a plan, but most of the time they really don't. So we're kind of bridging that gap between when they're in the controlled environment of their team, organization, they know what they're eating, they're getting told what to eat, and it's off season. Obviously they want to eat a little something different, but there's still real importance there for nutrition and training. So we're trying to bridge that gap.
Okay. Well, I want to know what it's like growing up as the younger brother of Aaron Rodgers. Does he ever tell you to RELAX, relax?
All the time. Right now that you said, I'm just thinking back, like absolutely. I was the little punk kid that was always getting beat up on. I had a little bit of an anger, temper issue, and so of course all the time, relax. And now it's famous, right? He didn't say it like that. It was probably a little more aggressive the way I heard it, but I probably deserved it.
Was he able to help you? I know you obviously played football yourself. Was he a good mentor to you in terms of your athletic career?
Absolutely. I mean, we took very, very similar paths. We both didn't get any offers, Division I offers out of high school. We both went to the junior college route. We both didn't start right away with the D1 program we started with. So every step of the way, he kind of already blazed the trail for that and what to do, how to act, how to prepare yourself. And so that was just a great resource, having a brother that'd been there, done that, not to mention he was one of the best in the game. So a big help there.
So it sounds like you guys were pretty close. Is that safe to say?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. So now I need to know, does Olivia Munn get Aaron Rodgers' little brother seal of approval?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she's been great. Obviously, there's been a lot of stuff that people are like, oh, he's playing bad. It must be because he's got a girlfriend now. I mean, he's playing good, it's because of girlfriend. He's playing bad, it's because of girlfriend. I mean, it's just fans are going to do that.
People
right?
said that about Giselle and Tom Brady, and he just won a Super Bowl.
They're just finding an excuse. It's a tough game. You have good seasons, you have bad seasons. They were injury riddled this year. I think he made the best of what he could.
Okay, well, do you have a good State Farm impression that we can see?
Well, it's just the belt, right? He hasn't brought it out in a while. The belt, just throwing the belt on there. But I do have something, that kind of became famous in his Super Bowl run, the belt there. Well, Cam Newton's he's dabbing, right?
Yeah.
That was an awful impression right there. But so maybe he'll get a State Farm commercial, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And Cam shows up,
like
boom, with a cape on and everything. I feel like that's a good plan there. State Farm, you want to reach out. I got a lot more ideas about commercials. So it was the belt. Now we got the dab. Cam Newton wins the Super Bowl here. You could be talking a big endorsement.
All right, well, since you bring up Cam Newton, he seems to be the favorite for league MVP this year. Aaron Rodgers, of course, league MVP last year. Can you make a case for your brother being more deserving and more valuable to his team than Cam Newton is to the Carolina Panthers?
Really putting me on the spot there. I don't think there's any way.
The truth.
Right.
The truth.
Absolutely. I don't think there's any way Cam doesn't win the MVP this year. Now, there is somewhat of an argument out there that Aaron is very, very vital to his team's success, especially with Jordy Nelson going down, the trouble they had at O-line, the run game problems. You take him out of the equation, I think they could be a 3-13 team, possibly. I don't know. So is he more valuable to his team? Maybe. Is Cam Newton still the MVP? 45 total touchdowns, 35 through the air, 10. We haven't seen an athlete like Cam Newton ever, I don't think. And I think if he continues to grow his game, he's going to be pretty dangerous in the years to come, so he'll be the MVP downright this year for sure.
I hope I didn't just get you in trouble with that question, but I appreciate
Aaron
the analysis.
Aaron will probably say, relax, I'll be good next year.
Well, Aaron Rodgers did have 2 unbelievable Hail Marys this season.
Yes.
I want to know, have you ever made, and it doesn't have to be on the football field, even
Right.
just in life, any Hail Mary situations that you've pulled off?
One, in high school, I threw a touchdown on a final play in playoffs, but that probably doesn't carry as much weight as maybe I'd call a Hail Mary in school, right? Those late nights, I got a 20-page paper. I've been up in the film room. A Hail Mary for me was staying up all night and knocking out a 20-page paper, turning it in and getting a good grade on it, right? I mean, those are the Hail Marys that I was pulling in college. Nothing like what he was doing. I mean, 2 Hail Marys. I was sitting on the couch for both those games like, oh, it's over. It's over. And then he throws that pass. I'm like, what? I mean, it's
absolutely freaked
out. For that to happen twice, unbelievable. Now I think everybody's going to be changing across the league their Hail Mary plan, because before it was get 4 guys in the end zone, jump ball. Now twice you saw it work for the Packers where a guy outside of the end zone ran into the end zone in front of people that were already sitting there camping. Maybe we see a little change in scheme for how teams start prepping for these Hail Mary throws. I mean, you saw it work twice.
Unbelievable. Did you talk with him after that loss? That was such a tough way for your season to end.
Yeah, that's one of those things. I was a quarterback. I've been in tough losses like that. You kind of want to give him some space, especially end of the season. You want to give him some space to digest that and move on. And it'll be some point we'll talk about it, but that wasn't the time.
That's where you tell him to relax. There's always next year.
It's always coming back to RELAX, right? Relax. But that's when it'll take a little while to get over. But they got a lot of promise going into next season. They'll get some guys back, get some guys healthy. The window hasn't closed there in Green Bay.
Jordan Rodgers, thanks so much for talking with us today.